Hey, what's up you guys? In today's video, I want to give you the 7 big mindset shifts that are going to take you from being a hobbyist to becoming a professional woodworker and business owner. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and I'm super pumped that you are with me today. And this video, I truly believe, does have the potential to change your business forever. I don't say that on every video that I do, but I really believe that this video in particular really has the potential to change the way that you see the world, the way that you see your business, and the way that you function as a woodworking business owner to become a legitimate business owner, to become a professional woodworker, to do this right, to make profit, to provide for your family, to quit your day job that you hate, whatever that thing is that you're trying to accomplish. So with that being said, I have 7 mindset shifts that I want to walk you through. So number 1, the first one, is that I'm shifting my mindset from I build when I feel inspired to I build on demand and on deadline. Big difference between a hobbyist and a pro is that a pro does not wait for inspiration. A pro does not follow their emotions. Everything doesn't have to feel just right for a pro to do what a pro does. This is one of the big things that you see about people that have left a legacy in sport or an industry, is that when you get to talking to them, they didn't love everything about what they did. Mike Tyson said that discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. And so Mike Tyson, there were times that Mike Tyson was training or doing things he didn't like doing, but he wanted to become a champion. So he did the thing he hated to do as though he loved it because he knew that's what he needed to do in order to become a champion. So for you, one of the biggest mindset shifts that you can have is that I need to love the project. I need to love the buyer. I need to love how I'm feeling today. I need the sun to be shining outside. We don't let outside things influence what we get accomplished. We get what needs to get accomplished regardless of outside influence, right? So pros don't wait for inspiration. They honor timelines even when the motivation fades. Discipline beats emotion. Now, the last thing I'll say here is, what is the definition of hard work? It's doing the work when the work gets hard, right? If I only work when I love the work, if I only work when I'm fired up about the work, I'm excited about the work, I'm never actually doing hard work. Even if, moving lumber around and lifting furniture and doing things, people might look at that and say, oh, you're doing hard work. But if I love it, it's really not that hard to me. Doing hard work is when I'm tired, is when I'm ready to go home, is when I'm ready to eat, is when I'm ready to quit working on this dumb project. But I keep working because I want to keep moving the needle and get through with this project so I can move on to the next one. So hard work is doing work when the work gets hard, okay? So number 2, second mindset shift that's going to help you is when I move my mindset from I hope people buy it to I know how to sell it. This is a huge mindset shift that changed my business. When I first started, I built a bunch of stuff and I took it to a trade show, and my mindset was I hope people buy it. I got there, I had built $8,000 or $10,000 worth of furniture. I sold like $500 worth and came back home with my tail tucked between my legs. Right? But then when I developed and discovered a marketing strategy that helped me sell it on demand, man, it just opened everything up for me. When you know how to sell, it changes your business. When you know how to position something in a way that they would be more likely to buy from you than your competitor, it changes everything, right? So a hobbyist builds cool stuff and hopes that it sells. But a pro builds with a buyer in mind, understands value-based pricing, and sells with confidence. One of the biggest things that can be a game changer for you is just developing sales skills along with knowing how to position your product, right? So with that, a couple little nuggets I'll give you is be sure to check out some of these guys on YouTube that are great at sales. There's a couple guys. There's one guy's name is Cole Gordon. He has a great YouTube channel that talks about selling, value-based selling. Another incredible sales trainer online is Jeremy Miner. He's got a YouTube channel. Check him out. He's been selling stuff himself and training people on how to sell for decades. And so just developing your sales skills is going to be a total game changer for you, along with going from I hope people can buy it to I know how to position it and I know how to sell it, okay? Here's the third mindset shift that's going to take you from hobbyist to pro, is moving from I charge based on materials to moving to I charge based on value and profit, okay? One of the things that we teach right out of the gate is to price on materials. But our actual material pricing model factors in value. Our model that we teach is materials divided by 0.3, which means that I don't want materials to ever be more than 30% of my total asking price. Well, that leaves 70% for labor and profit, right? Labor, marketing, profit, overhead, whatever that might be. But this is going to help you stay competitive, but be at the upper end of your market. all right? We don't want to price just on like materials plus 20 hours at $20 an hour. That's a terrible pricing model. You're going to stay in the rat race doing that. So don't price based on that alone. Material cost is only a fraction of your pricing formula. A pro charges for skill, labor, overhead, and a healthy profit margin, not just what it costs to build. So here's the fourth mindset shift that can take you from hobbyist to pro. From I do everything myself to I build systems and I delegate. One of the biggest things that is going to unlock growth for you is getting yourself out of the weeds of the less valuable things, right? Now, let me say this. Everything is valuable. Everything is important inside of your woodworking business, right? But you need to be focusing your time and attention only on the things you can do, right? Only on the things that the owner can do, only on the things. And a lot of people, they get really hung up like, oh, nobody can build as good as I can build. No one can manufacture the same way that I can manufacture. You can find craftsmen that are as good as you. If you build a great business that has predictable revenue week over week, day over day, month over month, you can attract those people to your business. You can pay them a healthy wage and still be profitable and pay yourself. The challenge with being a solopreneur is if you are not moving the business, then the business is not moving, right? If I'm not in the shop, then the shop is not generating revenue. When you build a team, you can be absent in the shop and the shop can be generating revenue, right? The shop can be paying your bills while you're on vacation that week, right? That is not something you get away with as a solopreneur. So now obviously there are risks, there are challenges that come with having a team. There are things that you got to work through. You got to be a leader. You got to know how to motivate. You got to know how to keep them accountable. You got to know how to provide systems for them to follow that ultimately results in a good product, right? There's all these other challenges that come with that. But if you can do those things correctly, which is one of the things that we teach inside the Woodworking Business Accelerator program, then you can remove yourself as the only thing, I have to be there. I have to miss my kids' ball games. I have to work late through dinner. I can't go on vacation, right? We don't want that. We don't want to live a life like that. We want to have some freedom, some time freedom, and also be profitable. So that's number 4. I'm going from I do everything myself to I build systems and delegate. You'll hit a ceiling fast doing it all alone. Pros systematize their processes. They use templates, they use jigs, they outsource when needed, and they treat it like a business. So here's number 5, the 5th mindset shift that'll take you from hobbyist to pro is we move from I want to be busy to I want to be profitable. I heard a quote one time that changed my life, and this guy looked at me and he said, son, you can go broke sitting on the couch, right? So why would I work 80 hours a week to stay broke? Why would I work 40 hours a week to stay broke? Why would I work 20 hours a week to stay broke? You can go broke enjoying yourself, right? So if you're going to work, let's not work for the sake of working. Let's work for the sake of profitability. Okay. So I'm moving from I want to be busy to I want to be profitable. Being busy is a trap. If you're slammed but broke, you're doing it wrong. You're also pricing wrong. Pros focus on margin, not on motion. Choosing projects that pay well, not just fill the calendar. This is another thing that's super, super important. Don't take on a job just because it's another job. Like, make sure that you're priced accordingly. And if you're not going to make money doing it, or you could make more money doing a different job, do the other job. Right now, if you're just getting started, you're trying to get your feet wet, I'd encourage you for the first 3 to 6 months, take on whatever work you can, get some experience, learn what you want to do, what you don't want to do. But overall, you don't want to stay in that place. Okay. Here's number 6. We got 2 more. 6th mindset shift. It's going to take you from hobbyist to pro. We're moving from my work speaks for itself to my brand and marketing speak first. Everybody gets kind of arrogant about their work, if I can just be honest. A lot of woodworkers are like, oh, I've got the best. I do the best. I'm the best. Whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a crap about how great you think your work is. Your marketing needs to demonstrate that. Your photos and your videos and your online presence and your reviews and your website and your social media need to demonstrate that you're the best, right? We have a lot of pride. We have a lot of arrogance sometimes around like, man, I feel good about what I do. I've been a woodworker for 25 years or whatever that number might be. And that might be true. This is another thing I want to tell you. I'm not telling you that it's not true. I'm just telling you that the market doesn't care. The market cares based on what they see. So your marketing and your brand needs to create a high level of perceived value. The quality of your work matters, but the perceived value often starts with your photos, your website, your sales copy, and messaging. Pros learn to package their product like it belongs in a high-end showroom. This is a massive shift that'll take you from an amateur, take you from a hobbyist to a pro. Final one, number 7, is when I shift my mind from this is what I love to build to this is what the market is buying. Man, I love this one because this is what I hear in a lot of conversations that I have with potential clients that are checking out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. Well, I want to build what I love. I want to build what I want to build. Again, champions do what is necessary to achieve the greater goal. Is the biggest goal that you have in your woodworking business to feel good about what you're building, or is it to provide for your family? Now, let me say this. If you're not trying to provide for your family and you just want to be a hobbyist and do what you love to do, then just scrap all this, right? Do what you love, focus on what you want to build. Don't build anything you don't want to build. But when you can find the need in the market, that there's demand there and you can fill that need, even if it's not your favorite thing to do, then we can build a sustainable business, we can pay our bills, and then when projects do come across that we really love, we can take those on. I'll give you an example with this. There's a previous client that I worked with. He's an incredible guy. His name's Tyler Shaheen. You may know him online as the Southern Craftsman. When he first came to me, he had built a strong personal brand and was getting some cool projects from his personal brand, but it wasn't predictable, consistent revenue in his business. He's like, I want more predictable revenue in my business. I said, okay, well, we need to systemize your product offering. He's like, well, I don't want to do that. I said, well, why don't you want to do that? He's like, because I don't want to build a bunch of boring stuff that I don't love building. I said, hey, that's totally fine. Totally get where you're coming from. What if we did this instead? What if we built a business that had consistent revenue that allowed you to hire a team to build the things that you don't want to build, that paid for the business, that paid for them, that paid your salary, and then when you got projects that were unique, you got to take those on personally. Is that something you'd be open to? He's like, well, yeah, that seems like that would work. 90 days later, we launched a furniture brand for him, and he was doing $20,000 to $30,000 per month. Right? And so this is the type of mindset shift that takes you from like I'm dabbling with this concept to I'm actually a pro. Hobbyists build for themselves. Pros find the overlap between passion and demand in the marketplace. Then they scale the products customers are willing to pay premium prices for. And so this was a longer video. I hope this was a helpful video. I really do feel like these are massively important mindset shifts that can take you to the next level. And so if you're a beginner, you're trying to figure this game out and you haven't read my free book, I want to encourage you, go check that out. It doesn't cost you anything. It's the first link in the description below. Just enter your first name, your email, and we'll send that book right over to you, okay? And it, by the way, it outlines my journey of how I started and scaled my woodworking business and also kept my time. How did I implement leverage into the business so that I could not have to work 80-hour weeks and lose my family and get divorced and have a terrible relationship with my children, right? It's how do you do it right, okay? Number 2 is the Handmade Hero Academy program. If you're watching this and you are looking for some baseline business skills to help get you that first $10,000 online, I want to help you inside of the Handmade Hero Academy program. It's really all the initial business principles and skills that I learned and implemented to get me through that initial barrier of like I'm trying to launch from scratch, okay? Again, if you sell one high-ticket product, one piece of furniture as a result of what you learn there, it's going to pay for itself. Lastly, and most importantly, is the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. If you are serious about going to the next level, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per month, $100,000 per month, I want to scale this thing, I want to grow, I want to leave my job, I want to do this full time, whatever that might look like, fill out the application below. It's the third link. Let's hop on a call, me and you, and let's see what we can do to help you. We have a proven system that we've been running for over 3 years now. We have incredible wins day after day, week after week inside of our program of people breaking their sales records, growing their operations, leaving their jobs, doing what they're passionate about. There's no reason that you have to stay stuck at a job that you hate or stay stuck as a hobbyist when you really want to go pro when we have a framework that can allow you to do that. So if that's you and you're interested, be sure to fill out the application, hop on a call. Let's see if we can help. Lastly, is if this was helpful, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Be sure to show your love. With that, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.